Brandon Shapiro and Alex discussing whether we feel that women's sports at Quinnipiac are on the same level playing field as the men's sports. So I'm going to start out with Brandon. Brandon, how do you feel about this issue?
I feel that it's something, worthy to be discussed. A lot of people may feel that the sports teams don't get the same treatment that a lot of the men's teams do, especially the academic department. They don't get the breaks, they don't get the respect. But, I've talked to my friends, I've talked to even a professor, and I think the real feeling is that when it comes to the women's sports teams, the reason that they're perhaps not getting the respect they deserve on campus really doesn't have to do with them being women, but more of the fact that, a lot of the women's teams aren't as successful as, say, the men's basketball or the men's hockey. And, until they get to that point where, they're coming close to the tournament every year, stuff like that, they're probably not going to get the notoriety they deserve.
Alex, what do you think?
I have to agree that women don't get the same respect, especially the women's ice hockey team, because they're not as good as the men's ice hockey team. The men's ice hockey team is one of the top competitors in the league, so of course they're going to get more respect. I mean, the men's soccer team isn't that great, and they don't get a lot of respect or breaks either, so it's just a matter of skill, not a matter of gender.
And you brought up a good point about, say, the UConn women's basketball team. How if we went to a bigger school that had more of an emphasis and the program was better, chances are that program would override the success of other programs in itself. So what do you guys think about the TD Bank North Center? Do you think that sort of favors the men, their basketball and hockey team over the women's basketball or hockey team, or what are your feelings about that?
Well, I think that the women still play there. It's not like they're not there at all, but I think it's actually going to do them some justice. I think the TD Bank North Center has already brought so many new fans to the men's sports alone. We got all these people. Of course, they've been a little rowdy and been getting the school in trouble lately, but fans are fans. And, they're going to go to the basketball games, and if the women follow, they may stick around for the women's games. And same goes for hockey, and it's going to bring the women a little more attention, which I think we can all admit they really weren't getting, and that's going to be a good thing for them.
Yeah, I have to agree. All the posters and everything had men's and women, so they're treating them equally. It's not like there's a arena for men's and arena for women's. It's just basketball and hockey. So
I agree with you guys. I definitely think that the new place will, say there's a men's hockey game going on one side, and there's a women's basketball game going on or something on the other side. People may say, oh, I'll stick around for this game, maybe check out what's going on with them and whatnot, which is good. And I think one of the big things that people don't even realize is that there are actually more women's sports at Quinnipiac than there are men's sports. I believe there's 9 or 10, depending on how you look at track and cross country, and there's only like 8 or 9 men's teams. I think the athletic department does a good job, marketing all those teams. Just like you guys said, the results with the men's competitions have been more favorable, so they're going to pick up a better following.
Now, have either of you been able to speak to some students and get their feelings on this issue?
I talked to a couple people. Some people, feel like, the women don't get as much exposure as they maybe should, but the resounding argument was basically that if they start playing better and we start getting some more wins, on the playing field, on the ice, on the court, then they're going to start getting the necessary attention that they deserve.
yeah, most of my friends said the same thing. One of my friends who's a girl said they should get the same respect, but they don't because they don't win. You respect winners, not gender.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. It really just comes down to which team's going to be more successful, or if they are successful. If the women's hockey team's going to be struggling in the conference, they're not going to get much notice around campus. But the better the teams do, basically, I think we can all agree that the more notice and notoriety and respect they'll get. So
I think even in speaking to some of the female athletes who do play sports or whatnot. One of my good friends is on the women's basketball team, and she doesn't feel like they've been left behind. They're playing at the new building, like you guys said, with the men. They're out there. They got the new court. They're getting all the attention. The athletic people are marketing them just as much as anyone else. You check your email. They're promoting tickets for everybody, not just the women's sports. So I think, like we said, it's got a lot to do with how the results are and how the teams are portrayed based on their performance.